Hello, I'm Kimberlie Acosta. Welcome to the Native News Update. It's Friday, January 28th, and many of the stories you hear here can be found at our website, IndianCountryNews.com. And here's the news for the day from the Associated Press and other Native news sources. The president of the country's largest group representing Alaska Natives and American Indians says they have a fresh momentum and are at a dawn of a new era. Jefferson Keel, president of the National Congress of the American Indians, gave the annual State of the Indian Nations address on January 27th. Keel says last year was marked by huge leaps forward in policies that will help Native Americans, from the passage of the Tribal Law and Order Acts to the permanent reauthorization of the Indian Health Care Improvement Act, and to the long-awaited settlement of the Cobell case over the federal government's mishandling of billions of dollars in Indian trust funds. Alaska Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski gave the congressional response this morning to Keel's State of the Indian Nations address and warned tribal leaders that it will be a battle to get adequate funding for Alaska Native and American Indian programs in these tight budget times. Today, the new head of the Indian Affairs Committee was named, and it was the Hawaii Democrat Senator Daniel Akaka. In a recently amended federal lawsuit, the Quechan tribe alleges the health care facilities and services provided to Native Americans in the Yuma, Arizona area by the federal government are putting tribal members at risk of harm. The tribe is asking the federal court to order the United States to maintain its Indian health care facilities in accordance with minimum, generally accepted standards of professional medical care. The medical facilities located on the Fort Yuma Reservation near Yuma that serves both the Quechan and Kokopah tribes are the oldest in the IHS system. The Quechan tribe filed the lawsuit after IHS disclosed last year that 44 tribal members were potentially exposed to blood-borne viruses such as HIV, hepatitis B, and hepatitis C from October 2008 to July 2009 as a result of IHS's failure to use the autoclave sterilizer for instruments used to provide open wound treatment for patients at the Fort Yuma clinic. The U.S. has moved to dismiss the lawsuit, arguing that the tribe's concerns should be addressed by Congress, not the court. The Central New Mexico affiliate of Susan G. Komen for the Cure recently printed and began distributing breast self-awareness, breast self-exam shower cards in Navajo to members of the Navajo Nation. This marks the first time any Komen material has been made available in the Native American language. The Con Alma Health Foundation awarded the Central New Mexico affiliate with a $5,000 grant to spend on the translation, printing, and distribution costs associated with the cards to increase breast health awareness among the Navajo-speaking population. The shower cards are being distributed through the Navajo Indian Health Service and through several health education and outreach programs of the Navajo Nation Division of Health. Thanks to an $8,500 grant from the Oklahoma Humanities Council, Northeast Oklahoma-based teachers will be given a unique opportunity to teach students about the culture of the 9 local Oklahoma American Indian tribes. Northeastern Oklahoma A&M College in Miami will be the host for the first ever OHC Summer Institute for Teachers later this year. Teachers representing more than a dozen school districts will be taught a course bringing Native culture to the classroom. The goal, said Susan Waldrum, NEO coordinator of the grant development, is to immerse participants in the culture of our tribes as living people. Last October, Northeastern Oklahoma also received a $2 million grant from the U.S. Education Department, which is the largest in school history. The grant was to be used to develop a Native American Success and Culture Center, to recruit American Indian students, and to hire personnel to work closely with those students. CITGO has once again launched this year's heating oil program for poor U.S. families. The program is entering its 6th year and will cover 250 Native American tribal communities, 234 homeless shelters throughout the United States, and poor families in Boston and other cities. CITGO president called the initiative one of the most important and long-lasting social development initiatives implemented by any large corporation in the U.S. and around the world. The cheap heating oil program started in 2005 and has been consistent since, providing much-needed aid to poor U.S. communities. U.S. Congressman Dan Boren has been named ranking member of the Subcommittee on Indian and Alaska Native Affairs for the 112th Congress. The announcement was made by the House Natural Resources Committee. According to a media release, as ranking member, Boren will serve as the leading Democrat on the subcommittee. He will have a role in overseeing all federal matters regarding Native Americans, including the 562 federally recognized tribes and Alaska Native corporations and nearly 1.9 million American Indians. A wooden statue of a Native American is featured in the Museum for East Texas Culture's recently opened Native American exhibit. Included in the exhibit are arrowheads of various sizes and other Native American artifacts, as well as 3 Caddo Indian vases dating back 1,500 to 2,000 years old from the private collection of the late Jonathan Paul Hodges of Oakwood, Texas. And that's the latest roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. I'd like to thank you for joining me, and have a grand day.